Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That was the last thing I expected to hear at dinner. My fork hovered midway in my mouth as Dad beamed at me like he just gifted me the world. So, do you like the new house? I froze. New house? The air thickened instantly. Dad looked puzzled, glancing over at her, my stepmother. That's when I saw it. The color drained from her face, like her guilt had finally found daylight. She didn't even try to fake a grin, didn't dare meet my eyes. And right then I understood. I chewed mechanically. The food tasted like betrayal. I used to believe she'd saved him. After Mom passed, Dad was a hollow shell, existing, but hardly alive. I was 12, angry, invisible. Then she appeared. Gentle voice, soft touches, promising she was just a friend and a helper, and before I knew it, family. She seemed to bring life back into our home. Or so I thought. At first, I called her Miss Carla. Later, I called her Mom. When I finally let down my walls, I remember her tucking me in, whispering I was hers, too. Love doesn't divide. It multiplies, she used to say. Turns out, she'd only been subtracting. It started with little things. A birthday card that never came, a gift that felt cheaper than before. When I asked, she'd smile sweetly and say, "Your dad's tightening the budget. It's good for you." Builds character. But then, the photos appeared on her private Instagram. A huge 2-story colonial, freshly painted, ribbon wrapped around the mailbox. The caption? "Our forever home, Joel." I stared at that picture for hours. I texted her, "Whose house is this?" She left me on read. When I called Dad, he brushed it off. "Oh, we've been working on that a while. Thought Carla told you. You'll love it when you visit." I never got an address. But Christmas Eve, that was the night the cracks split wide open. The night the mask came off. Dad thought he was giving me a surprise. Proof he cared. He didn't know. Didn't know she'd rerouted the money. That she'd drained the account Mom had left for me, the one Dad was supposed to protect, and funneled it into an account with their names. Didn't know she convinced him I wanted less, so I could learn independence. I saw it in her eyes that night. The panic, the guilt, the way she instantly started calculating her escape. Too late. I'd known for 3 months. It started when I tried applying for a mortgage and found my credit file was empty. No records. No assets. My trust account? Closed. I pulled the bank records. She'd been siphoning the money into a company she quietly registered, Whitmore Futures, LLC. I didn't even recognize the name until I looked it up, filed under her maiden name. Dad's name? Nowhere on it. She moved everything. I didn't confront her. I studied her. I gathered every fake invoice, every forged signature, every shady wire transfer. Then I hired a lawyer, the same firm my mother used before she passed. Turns out, Mom was smarter than I'd realized. She'd built in protections, contingencies, and if I could prove a breach of trust, everything reverted back to me. That night, I smiled through dinner, watched Carla fake laughter, watched her toast of family. Outside, my lawyer sat in the car, documents ready. Process server on standby. Dad asked again, softer this time, "So, did you like the new house?" I wiped my mouth. "Wouldn't know," I said. I never got anything. And I slid a manila envelope across the table. She didn't even open it. Her hands shook just touching it. Dad picked it up, read the first few lines, and the world fell apart. He stared at her, his eyes darting over the dates. "Is this true?" he whispered. She said nothing. "I trusted you." His voice cracked. "You never asked," she snapped. He pushed back on the table, staggered. I sat quietly, watching everything unravel. I left before the shouting turned nasty. The next morning, the process server delivered the rest. Power of attorney revoked. Trust reinstated. Property seized. House transferred back to my name. Her company? Frozen. Pending investigation. She called. Over and over. Left voicemails. Long ones. Apologies. Justifications. Then threats. Then begging. I never answered. Dad showed up 2 weeks later. Sat outside my apartment in the cold. Saying little. Eventually, he admitted it. Admitted he'd checked out after Mom died. Let Carla take control because she seemed to know better. He wasn't angry. He just looked empty. I didn't do this to destroy them. I did it to reclaim myself. The girl who thought love meant staying silent. I don't believe that anymore. Love protects. And if it doesn't, it was never love. Now I live in that house. Not because I wanted it, but because she never deserved it. It's quiet, but peaceful. On the mantle sits one photo. Me and Mom. Summer of 2003. The rest? Let them burn. Some say revenge is petty. I say it's precision. I simply returned what was already mine.